写一下这个第4章要写的作业。好，第四章作业啊，1、2、4、6、7啊。好，然后我们上次最后讲到这个 conical refraction 的时候呢，这个就是时间有点短，然后没有讲得清楚。好，那我今天把 conical refraction 重新再讲一遍啊，然后之后我们就进入到第5章。好，第4章后面的某些节呢，我们之后再回来讲。好，我们先把 conical refraction 结束之后，进入第5章，然后我们考试会有部分是第5章的内容，啊，会有部分的部分，好。So let me consider the conic refraction again. Okay. We start from the Snell's equation of wave normal. We know that the Snell's equation of wave normal can be written as this. This is the equation of Snell's equation of wave normal, or sometimes I call it normal surface. Then use the vector that s dot s is equal to 1 because the s is the unit vector along the propagation direction, which means that the sum of these 3 squares is equal to 1. Then I substitute this here. We get this result. So Snell's equation of wave normal can be rewritten as this form. Okay. Then I multiply this vector to this equation. So we get this equation. This is a quadratic equation. 四次方程式四次的方程式quadratic equation. And we can collect the coefficient of the same power to rewrite this form as this a n to the power 4 plus b n squared plus c equal to 0. Here, what is A? What is A? This time, this gives us n to the fourth power, okay, times this coefficient. So A is equal to nx squared sx squared plus ny squared sy squared plus nz squared sz squared. And what is B? B is this one, minus n y squared plus nz squared times nx squared sx squared minus nz squared plus nx squared times ny squared sy squared minus nx squared plus ny squared times nz squared sz squared. Okay? And what is C? C, the zeroth power of n, we have nx squared, ny squared, nz squared times sx squared plus nx squared, ny squared, nz squared times sy squared plus nx squared, ny squared, nz squared times sz squared. And the sum of sx squared, sy squared, sd squared is equal to 1. So C is equal to nx squared, ny squared, nz squared. Okay? So once you solve, you get this equation, you can solve for n squared. The solution of n squared is equal to this. This one, okay, and you note that B is negative, B is negative, A is positive, and C is positive, okay? So this means that minus B is absolute value of B, and this is equal to this, okay? So since the quantity in the square root, the result is smaller than B squared. So we get two possible solutions of n squared. I can denote it as n plus n minus, or n1, n2, n1, n2. Okay, and then I take the square root of this result to get two possible refractive indices. Okay, so the solution means that when you are given a propagation direction, there are two possible refractive indices corresponding to this same propagation direction. 就对应到一个固定的传播方向，你会有两个可能的折射率。好，你会有两个可能的折射率。Okay. Now we want to use this result to study the so-called conic refraction phenomenon. Conic refraction phenomenon. we know that if we assume nx is smaller than ny and ny is smaller than nt, then in the kx-kz plan, we will have the intersection of the normal surface with the coordinate plan kx-kz give us one circle and one ellipse.这画的很不好，但是你就想象一下。This is circle, and this is ellipse. And this direction is the so-called optic axis. This is another optic axis. Then, if I denote this particular k as k0, I denote this point as k0. Then I want to study the surface, the normal surface, close to this k0 point. Okay. I want to study the behavior of the normal surface very close to this k0 point. Okay. First, I want to find the position of this k0 vector. We know that we can find this position by finding the intersection point of this ellipse and this circle. Okay. First of all, we need to find the equation of the circle and the equation of the ellipse. We have already obtained such equations. Okay. The equation for the circle is this kx squared plus kz squared over ny squared minus omega squared over c squared. This equation describes this circle. And kx squared over nc squared plus kz squared over nx squared equal to omega squared over c squared. This gives us the ellipse. Okay. So suppose we have this. I want to find the intersection point. Okay, so the intersection point can be written as the magnitude of k0 I denote it as K0. This K0, since this K0 is 1 point at the circle itself, so the magnitude of this K0 is just ny times omega over c. Okay. So suppose the angle between K0 and the z-axis is theta. So we can find the x component and the z component of this K0 vector. The x component of K0 vector is equal to ny omega over c times sine theta. And the z component of this K0 vector is ny omega over c times cosine theta. So now we this expression for K0x and K0z satisfy this circle equation automatically. But now we ask for the factor that they also satisfy this ellipse equation. So use this factor, we can find the angle theta. So now I substitute this expression for K0x and K0z into this ellipse equation. So I find ny squared times omega over c squared times sine squared theta over nz squared plus cosine squared theta over nx squared, okay, is equal to omega over c squared. Okay. So now we have the relation that sine squared theta over nz squared plus cosine squared theta over nx squared is equal to 1 over ny squared. Okay. However, we have the identity that the sum of sine squared and the cosine squared equal to 1. So we can write 1 as the sum of sine squared plus cosine squared. Okay. So use this factor, we can write 1 over ny squared minus 1 over nz squared times sine squared theta is equal to 1 over nx squared minus 1 over ny squared cosine theta squared. Okay. So now I use this result So according to this result, we can find tangent squared, which is equal to sine squared over cosine squared theta. Okay. And the result is 1 over nx squared minus 1 over ny squared over 1 over ny squared minus 1 over nz squared. Okay. And the result is 1 over nx squared ny squared times ny squared minus nx squared. 1 over ny squared nz squared times nz squared minus ny squared. Okay. And the same factor ny squared cancel. And the result is nz squared over nx squared times ny squared minus nx squared, nz squared minus ny squared. Okay? So finally, when I take the square root of the result, I find tangent theta equal to nz over nx, and the square root of the ratio between ny squared minus nx squared to nz squared minus ny squared. Okay? So this gives us the tangent of the angle between Arctic axis and the z-axis. So use this result, we can find the direction of the Arctic axis. If you want to find cosine theta or sine theta, you can use this tangent. Use the identity 1 plus tangent square equal to secant square, and the secant square is equal to 1 over cosine square. Okay, so you can use this result to find the cosine, and you can use cosine to find sine. Okay, because the summation of cosine square and sine square is equal to 1. Okay, so you can use all these reference refractive indices to find the direction of Arctic axis. Now we want to find the approximate expression of the normal surface close to this K0 point. K0 point. Okay. So how to do this? I start from this equation because this is the equation of the refractive indices. Now I change its form to kx, ky, kc, and omega. Okay. So now I define. Now I know that k is kx, ky, kc, which is n times omega over c times sx, sy, sz. Here n is the solution of this equation. N is the refractive index. I define a new vector. I name it as P. 好，这 P 平常没有在用的啊，我只是现在为了要推导这个方程式，我去定义一个这样的关系啊。I define a P vector as P as nx kx ny ky and nz kz. Which is n omega over c times nx as x, ny as y, nz as z. OK， 好，我定义一个这样的关系，Then I multiply this factor to this equation. And I multiply the fourth power omega over c to this equation. Okay. And notice that I can write the fourth power n as n squared times n squared. Okay. So the first term, a n to the fourth power times this is equal to a n squared times omega over c squared times n squared omega over c squared. Okay. And notice that this is equal to n times omega over c squared times nx squared sx squared plus ny squared sy squared plus nz squared sz squared. Okay, times n squared omega over c squared times 1. 1 is equal to sx squared plus sy squared plus sz squared. Okay? And you can see that this is nothing but p squared. P squared means the summation of this square plus this square plus this square. Okay. And this is k squared. Okay. So the first term becomes k squared times p squared, or p squared times k squared. And the second term, b n squared omega over c fourth power. Okay. This is equal to minus, remember, now that you have so this is now equal to omega over c squared times n squared omega over c squared times this, say, ny squared plus nz squared times nx squared sx squared plus similar terms. Okay. And notice that this square times this square gives you px squared. Okay, so this is equal to minus omega over c squared times ny squared plus nz squared times px squared, okay, plus nz squared plus nx squared times py squared plus nx squared plus ny squared plus times dz squared. Okay. And then finally, so the second term becomes negative omega over c squared times now we have ny squared ny squared times px squared plus pz squared plus nz squared px squared plus nx squared pz squared plus nz squared plus nx squared dy squared. And what is this one? And what is this one? We have p squared equal to px squared plus py squared plus pz squared. So the summation of these two squares is equal to p squared minus py squared, okay, or p squared minus ny squared ky squared. And what is this? This is just nx squared nz squared times kx squared plus kz squared, which is equal to, this is equal to k squared minus ky squared. Okay. And this can also be rewritten as ny squared ky squared. So finally we have this second term. P ny omega over c squared is minus omega over c squared times ny squared times p squared minus my squared ky squared plus nx squared nz squared times k squared minus ky squared plus nz squared plus nx squared times ny squared ky squared.好，我们现在把它整理一下。So now we have this k squared, p squared minus omega over c squared times ny squared p squared plus nx squared nz squared k squared minus这边是4次方，然后这边是这样子啊，是 ny squared minus nx squared ny squared minus nz squared ky squared plus看这样对不对啊？这个是加的，好，然后那个是减的，好，没错。So this finally becomes see this one. We have p squared times k squared minus ny squared omega over c squared. Okay, and minus omega over c squared and x squared and z squared k squared。这边你们整理一下，那个总之最后的结果是这样。 k squared minus ny squared omega over c squared. P squared minus nx squared nz squared omega over c squared. And plus omega over c ny squared minus nx squared ny squared minus nz squared k y squared OK equal to 0。好，最后会变成这个样子，好，会变成这样子。So finally we have an equation of this form. Now notice that we have k0 squared equal to ny squared times omega over c squared. And what is p0 squared? P0 squared is nx squared. P0 squared is P0x squared plus P0z squared, which is equal to nx squared kx squared plus nz squared k0z squared. You can factor out nx squared nz squared times k0x squared over nz squared plus k0z squared over nx squared. However, according to the ellipse equation, this is equal to omega over c squared, okay, which is equal to this quantity, okay, is nx squared nz squared omega over c squared, okay. So you see that the normal surface equation can now be written as this form. Normal surface equation now becomes this form. Okay. So if we want to study the behavior very close to the k0 point, we just assume that k is equal to k0 plus, say, alpha. And here alpha has the magnitude much smaller than k0. Okay. And we have the corresponding p. P is very close to p0. Okay. And So if we calculate the k squared, we find the result is k0 squared plus 2k0 dot alpha plus alpha squared. And if alpha is a small quantity, then alpha squared becomes a much more small quantity. Okay, so we can ignore alpha squared and approximate the result as k0 plus 2k0 dot alpha, something like this. And similarly, we can approximate p squared is 2p0 dot beta plus beta squared can be approximated by p0 plus 2p0 dot beta. Okay, so you see the difference between k squared and k0 squared can be approximated by 2k0 dot alpha. And the difference between p squared and p0 squared can be approximated by 2p0 dot beta. Okay, so now the result becomes for k0 dot alpha times p0 dot beta plus omega over c squared times ny squared minus nx squared, ny squared minus nz squared times ky squared equal to 0. Okay, and if I write the component explicitly, this becomes this k0x times say if I denote the three components of alpha by c, eta, zeta, and the corresponding three components of beta are nx, c, ny, eta, and nz, zeta. Okay. Then you can write the form of this equation as that listed in the textbook equation 4.8-6。再给我1分钟。4 k0x to c plus k0 z zeta times nx squared k0x to c plus nz squared k0z zeta。但课本漏掉了一个东西，课本漏掉了一个 factor 就是那个 omega over c。omega over c squared times eta squared times ny squared minus nx squared ny squared minus nz squared equal to 0. This is the equation 4.8-6. Note that in the textbook there is a typo. In the textbook The author forgot this factor, omega over c square。OK， 好，你把它补进去，课本里面应该要有这个东西啊，它没有啊。好，我们这边先暂停一下，先下课。